Greetings and salutations.
Greetings. We are here. We did not really establish last time that this is also my podcast now, too. This is my studio. I live here now.
Because you're homeless.
Look.
It is funny that your studio is bigger than your actual flat.
It literally is bigger than my actual apartment. I'm in student housing, y'all.
I always say I'm like slightly higher middle class, but I literally own you.
Literally, that's what I'm saying. All my friends are like adults that like have money, and I'm just like a rat that lives in the walls, only eats cheese, only
That sounds adorable.
Yeah, but it's really bad for your health. Also, I have no health insurance.
Oh, by the way, we are a sober podcast. This is just for show.
Yeah, this is just for the entertainment value.
No, it is important to say. Cut all of this shit out.
This video is sponsored by
Svetla.
Yes.
Yeah. So
no, it isn't. Please give us money.
Aislinn. So you are the co-host.
I am the co-host
of the
Eurocentrist podcast. Welcome to the Eurocentrist podcast.
Hey guys, thank you for coming out. It is lovely that you're here.
We are in the most awkward live studio audience, which is nobody. Nobody's here.
Ghosts.
There's no illusions.
This building is old enough that there should be ghosts.
Oh my God. Well, every building in Europe is old enough to have ghosts. Are you fucking kidding me? No.
Building from 1990, full of ghosts. Chock full of ghosts.
Every like building that's older than like 100 years in the US is haunted. So y'all just have all of the fucking ghosts. I'm convinced.
Yeah.
That's probably why they're no
1% of the 1% of the Europeans own 99% of the ghosts.
They own the ghosts? Are these slave ghosts? Oh God, I don't like the.
Speaking of the topic.
Oh no, I don't like the world building we're doing for this bit.
So originally, we wanted to show a little bit of the funny, happy side of Europe, but the European history is full of nightmares.
Oh yeah. Y'all done fucked up. Man.
Our first episode was supposed to be a lighthearted romp through the snow.
And then there's just dog death.
Yeah, exactly.
This is going to be
and the human sacrifice. Let's not forget the human
sacrifice.
Let's not forget
These people, they had the opportunity. They were the victors against nature.
Yeah.
And they still make themselves look like idiots in their own retelling of events.
Yes.
Like, please, they should have lied more, is what I'm saying. They should have done that.
They should have.
They should have.
So that's your recap from.
That's my recap. That's my hot take. It's been 2 weeks now.
Yes, exactly. We are on a bi-weekly basis right now. We are trying to go bi-weekly for the future. If you give us more money on patreon.com, we will make more episodes, especially live episodes.
Yeah,
will be a staple
be so nice.
Staple of our future cast.
You guys could be our real live studio audience.
Yeah, you can be nice. Grossed out and saddened as well. Yeah. Trigger warning.
Oh, this is that kind of episode.
Yes,
okay.
Trigger warning. Slavery, owning of people, dehumanization, the N-word. So many times again, and
he insists on saying it.
Wow, you're immediately throwing me under the bus. You're like,
look, this episode was written.
Take this, Whitey.
Both of us are way too white to be doing this.
Oh yeah, no, I'm very aware that this subject, it is a fascinating subject, and I think it should be discussed. And again, there's not enough people talking about it, and I think European history has a tendency to.
Like sweep it sort of under the rug.
Extreme power whitewashing.
Yeah,
yes. Yeah. Like
power whitewashing is a good band name, by the way.
What? Is that a punk band that's pro or contra Nazis though?
I was gonna say anti-Nazi, but I feel like that this band would like do a career pivot once punk started dying again.
They're doing a Rogan.
Yeah, and they have to do a Joe Rogan. They got to start taking like brain force supplement deals. They gotta start shilling for Alex Jones or something.
Extreme White Power Wash is sponsored by Nutrivision.
Oh my god.
Nutrivision. Eat it and you will see the future.
Oh, is that a real product or did you just make that up?
I made that up. I pulled
Okay.
it, yeah.
Okay, that could be a real thing.
Oh, yeah. They just lace it with LSD and you can already claim that your product is working.
Yeah, just
Nutrivision.
give them drugs and gaslight them into thinking that that their money was worth it. Gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss.
So, because we are using direct quotes, obviously we don't go out of our way to say the N-word. But if it's a direct quote, I feel like it would be amiss to not use it because it shows the brutality and just casual racism of the people of the time. And it's also, it's a historical document, so you should treat it as such.
I will tolerate this, but I gotta be honest, I feel like we kind of have enough brutality already in real life in modern times.
At least it's the German word for the German N-word.
I will say this, though. This is like a real thing that kind of annoys me is when German speakers pretend like the N-word is okay for them to say in German because it doesn't mean the same thing, which is obviously bullshit because it was literally used as a racial slur.
Oh, yeah, no. It is on a technicality. It's different, but that's not good enough.
Yeah, no, it's not good enough. We want to establish that we love black people so much
that we tried to invite one, but he didn't come.
He didn't want to hang out with us.
Our one black friend.
He was like, this ain't it. Chief.
And I definitely didn't want to invite Tamash because that's just throwing oil onto the fire.
Tamash would be the perfect Tarantino movie character. He's just foaming at the mouth to say the N-word. He wants to say it so bad.
Yeah,
he wants to say it so bad. You only kind of want to say it, like enough to actually say it on the internet for people to consume and watch.
Oh, no, people will clip me in the future and put this out of context. I am very aware of this.
Read it as monotone and like you don't believe it as possible.
I will not put flavor on this text. Okay. The moment the N-word appears, I will not put flavor on the text.
You have to read it as like, what's the word, sterile as possible, so that we can properly put this in the historical context it deserves without, inciting racial violence. Because this show is definitely going to incite racial violence. We totally have enough viewers for that.
What we will incite at some point is the wrath of karma at some point, I think. But that's just the life of a comedian.
We will see. We shall see.
Yes.
Straight outta Compton, crazy motherfucker named Ice Cube from the gang called Fellas with
Racism time.
I don't know.
I said it like Peter Parker.
This time I let Ben write a little preamble so we get a little bit of the general overview of the subject before we dive into the main guy himself. And the main guy, his name is Angelo Soliman.
Angelo Soliman.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not his real name because white people. He's a black guy.
Oh, okay. Okay. All
right. Little preamble. From the 15th century onwards, the practice of slavery was in decline within Europe itself, while Europeans and their descendants were simultaneously elevating it to new heights across the Atlantic. By the 18th century...
Wait. Elevating it to new heights.
Like turbo slavery.
Here you go. Constantly raising the bar.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
The slavery wall just got 10 feet higher.
Ben, I'm sorry. That's an unfortunate choice of words.
I think that's a perfect choice of words.
Of course you do. You want to say the N-word. I'm sorry. I gotta stop you right there. Okay, sorry. Please keep going.
By the 18th century, it had become commonplace for the rich and powerful in Western and Central Europe to keep a black servant as an exotic curiosity.
That's a thing that people used to do, and to a certain degree kind of still do, some might argue.
Yes.
There's not really a joke to be
made. I feel like there's a joke to be made here.
There is, but I'm not comfortable making it.
Again, this whole topic is a little bit touch and go for us.
Again, we are way too white to be doing this podcast.
These slaves usually served as regular valets and chamberlains.
Chamberlains, what do chamberlains do again?
They're basically like like a butler, I think.
Okay.
A chambermaid is, I think, the
probably.
I think a chamberlain is the male version and Chambermaid is the female. I'm not 100% on this.
Yeah.
So in German, these were called Kammermohren or Hofmohren.
Oh, cool. So
Yeah.
just the farm black.
Yeah,
That they
exactly.
had. Just,
Well, no, it's wrong. It's wrong because it's about the Moors, which
Yeah,
were an
they're-
ethnic group.
yeah.
Not
Look, again, but they say Moors, but
Yeah.
they mean black people. They just mean all black people.
Tell me more.
They don't
tell
give a
me
shit.
more.
They don't give a shit where you're from. That's it. You're
Were
just-
you racist last night? Tell me more. Tell me more.
I mean, you know, both the characters in the movie Grease and the actors were all super racist. Like we know. I just know that sweaty John Travolta. There's a video of him saying the N-word somewhere.
All right, we are
gotta get back to it.
we're not even one paragraph in. Mm-hmm. All right. And their legal status was often dubious, with the legal systems generally leaving it unclear if blacks in Europe became free men, as far as that concept even existed back then, because of, servitude and serfs and all that, simply by entering the country or by being baptized or indeed at all.
This is where people who are like, yeah, racism wasn't that bad. Everyone was treated like a subhuman back then. This is where I'm kind of like, okay, maybe there is a little bit of credits, like, 'cause especially with the class dynamics in the 1500s. Like, you basically weren't a person unless you
we're
were.
in the 18th century now, but yeah.
Oh, I thought you said the 15.
No, that's where it started off.
Oh,
but
okay.
we're now in the 18th century already.
Okay, but their class dynamics were still super bad.
Oh,
in the
super
18th.
fucked. Yeah.
You basically
were
weren't
lucky if you were a man if you could vote.
pretty much.
That was already great news, you know?
Or just having, like, just being like, what class do you think Ebenezer Scrooge was? Like, middle class, or was he, like, wealthy? He wasn't like Jeff Bezos wealthy, but like...
Oh, he was wealthy, for sure. Yeah. He had a fucking servant and everything.
But yeah.
He's just stingy with money. That's different.
Oh, okay. That's a whole different ethnic stereotype that we're gonna bring. You heard it here, folks. Ebenezer Scrooge. That's a suspicious last name. Okay, no.
What is the difference between a duck?
I already know this is gonna be racist.
No. I'm not doing the rest of the joke.
They should have included a deleted scene in the Jim Carrey remake of Christmas Carol where he's just diving into his pile of gold.
I mean, I love the Disney version with Scrooge McDuck being Scrooge.
Oh yeah, there's so many different Christmas Carol. We're not talking about Christmas Carol.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
now we're trying to speak of something that's nice.
Literally anything else but slavery.
All right, okay.
Let's get into
In
the
practice, however, their status wasn't much different from any given white person serving the same nobleman, noblewoman, or bourgeois, save that they were commonly dressed in exotic clothing, usually. So they put them into blackface, basically.
Wait, they put the black people into blackface?
Yeah, by giving them exotic clothing. They're doing dress up.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah, they're real life dolls.
I don't like that.
Usually inspired more by Indian and the Muslim world than their sub-Saharan African homes.
Yeah, because they don't know the fucking difference.
White people don't know the difference? That is a new one, yeah.
It's like you're getting like a smorgasbord of racism right here.
This is really like the best of right now.
It's like now that's what I call racism.
Volume 13. With such hits as I'm gonna hit you.
Such hits as Orientalism. Is it the same thing as Morocco? The Orient and Morocco are the same place as far as they're concerned. Oh my god. Yeah, it must have sucked. Like, imagine like you're just like a regular guy. Like, I wonder what it must be like to have like any kind of fashion sense, when you're living in the past, because people, I mean,
they looked fabulous. Like, if you were rich, you looked dope as fuck.
Yeah, but there are probably like a bunch of poor people who had just really good taste but could never be able to afford something
No, because
like that.
literally, I mean, I think for the most farmers, it was for the long, especially if you were like basically a serf or a sharecropper.
Yeah.
I think it was literally you had one. One. You had one set of clothes, maybe a second one for church.
In
Maybe.
the 1800s?
Yep. No. It's crazy. It's crazy.
We might need to fact check that.
No. I'm not talking about farmers who owned land. I'm talking again
Like
the poorest of the poor.
servants.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm talking Irish.
Oh,
The
okay.
Irish didn't.
Oh, okay.
They didn't have anything except one. Most families only had. For one person, one set of clothes.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
And then the ones that are really poor that just had one to share amongst the whole family, probably. Mm-hmm. Oh my God. I said that as a joke, but then it's probably... It's not really funny, is it?
All right.
Come on, let's get back to the racism.
Yeah, I mean, it would be funny. They're like,
And we got...
2 pence? You're financially bankrupting us, Charles.
And then you got a Louis Vuitton bag and everything. Has that even been invented yet? We don't even know.
No, it's literally by my friend Louis Vuitton. It's the guy around
My
the corner.
next door neighbor.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
Okay, yeah.
Generally speaking, the only clear distinction between a slave and a serf was their skin color and the racism the former experienced because of it. Still, some of those who started out being sold like livestock managed to climb high on the social ladder, becoming their own masters and leaving their mark on history. Such is the story of Angelo Suleiman.
Okay.
Yep.
Do we know what his real name is, by the way?
Yes.
Okay, hell yeah. What's
yeah.
Oh, we'll get there, presumably.
Yeah. So the thing is, most of this is not written by him himself. Most of the surviving notes about him. It's written by a white dude. So we have to have that in mind, you know? Quote.
Oh, no.
Angelo. So this is from an appendix. So it's basically like a kind of
Like an almanac of some sort?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like exactly. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. It's like Wikipedia.
Okay.
But for famous people and
Technically, that's what Wikipedia's kind of already for. It's just for famous people.
yeah, but this is the 18th century version of that.
Gotcha.
All right. Angelo Suleiman, in brackets, through his fortunes, memorable born in Africa in the year 1726, died in Vienna on November 21st, 1796.
That's where we live.
Yes. And he turned 68 years.
Okay. That's a pretty...
Or, no, sorry, 70.
Okay.
70.
That's pretty
Yeah.
good. Well, considering the life expectancy was probably...
Back then,
Yeah.
he did really well.
I mean, we always assumed that like the past was so much worse. When
No,
it came
if
to
you made it over
mortality.
the 30-year hump, there
You're
was a way
basically
higher chance that you survived
Yeah.
at least until 50, 60.
If you didn't die of consumption at age 5, then you're probably be good.
And your occupation also dictated your lifespan way more. Like if you're in your leatherworking, you died until like the 20th century. You died in your 30s.
True. If you worked in a factory, they're just
Yeah, you get mulched up by a fucking set of gears.
You don't
that is detrimental to your lifespan. If you fall into the sewing machine.
If you fall, if your building doesn't have like fire exits, then you're basically fucked.
There was no OSHA back then.
There was no OSHA. They did not give a fuck. Those
Yeah,
people were
exactly.
ruthless.
All right.
Okay.
So that was Suleiman's entry in the appendix of Constant von Wurzbach-Tennenbergs Biografisches Lexikon des Kaisertums Österreich.
Okay.
Biographical Encyclopedia of the Austrian Empire. Volume 22.
Yeah. Wait, his name is Angelo Solomon?
Yeah.
That's such a good porn star name.
Solo Man.
Oh my God.
Angelo Solo Man.
I was sort of holding on to that name
I
for a
never do
little bit.
gangbangs. They only need me.
Well, it's not like he has a choice in it, does he? That's why I was sitting on that joke for a while, because I was a little worried that was the reason they gave it. Maybe people in the 1800s had really good taste in porn star names.
That's a porn enjoyer in the 18th century. Is a French dude with a beard like
French
this.
dude, Sigmund Freud.
Any dude.
Sigmund
Sigmund
Freud.
Freud wasn't born yet.
Well, wait, wasn't he born yet?
No, there's like 100 years missing.
Oh, okay. I don't. You just said the 1800s. You didn't say when in the 1800s, or you did.
No,
maybe
18th century. So
18th century, so 1700s.
Yes,
Then.
yes.
Gotcha. Okay.
yeah.
All right, let's go.
All right. Note that this whole entry appears to be based on the mistaken belief that Angelo was actually his last name, making him an earlier omission in need of correction. However, when Wurzbach actually got to Sinacher Sonnenthal, so further down the lexicon. He did give him the full entry. Okay. So weird how people back then wrote encyclopedias, I guess.
It seems like the kind of thing that only an Austrian would think to keep records of.
Yeah.
Still, like.
Oh, and Ben did clean it up a little bit, the formatting, because otherwise it was trash. All right.
Get it.
Quote. So
okay.
the second entry about
racism
him.
time. Let's go.
Yeah, quote. Soliman Angelo, born in the land of Pangu Sitlong. Pangu Sitlong. Yeah.
Is that actually where I'm having trouble, like, if that's actually where it comes from and they're not just like making up racist facts about it. That'd be even funnier. So like they just assumed a whole bunch of they already assumed the most black people were like the same as Middle Easterners.
Sorry, here in brackets by note by Ben. Mm-hmm. Note that any Google search of Pangu Sitlong only brings you back to articles about Soliman. So there's a good chance he just made it up.
Oh my, so he did make it up. So he did.
Also note that is in the place normally reserved for the person's occupation. So the guy, so he's like, what is his occupation? N-word.
Oh my god.
Oh, this is some fine ass racism right there.
He wasn't even being paid to be black. He was just, he didn't even get any
technically, it was the... Well, whatever.
No. Are you about to make a slavery was...
No. In his case, because he was a freedman and did earn money.
He's a professional black man.
Yeah, exactly. But still, it's not a good look. It's terrible.
Is it racist?
So fucked up.
Is it racist to say that Will Smith is basically...
All right.
That's super racist.
Let's continue.
Please cut that out.
I'm not cutting that out. Anything that makes me look kind of good in comparison. All right. Oof. All right. So, man, Angelo, born in Africa in 1720. That's wrong. No. Ben, here. I did not get the year wrong. Wurzbach contradicted his earlier text. So
they were just so bad at keeping records.
Modern estimates say that he was born 1721.
TBH,
Okay.
I mean, it's almost kind of like a miracle that they even have documentation about, people who were literal slaves back then. I mean, in the United States, you had more documentation on like the livestock than you did on the actual human beings that they owned a lot of the time. And this was like a century after the events of what's happening right now. Mm-hmm. So
yeah.
I mean, do they get anti-racism points?
Sorry to be that crude and that much of an asshole, but slavery in the US as compared to here, that's a commodity, while this is a luxury item.
It's we mass-produced slavery, and that was our problem.
I'm feeling so gross.
Yeah, this is a great. We were like the Walmart of racism.
Off the shelf racism.
Yeah, off the shelf, over the counter racism.
Mom, do we have racism? No, can we get racism? Can we get racism? No, we have racism at home.
Racism at home. It's just Uncle Tom's cabin.
Yeah, exactly, over and over and over again.
Oh my god!
All right.
It's like that episode of Black Mirror where he's trapped in the cabin for like eternity over and over, except racist. Oh my god.
Okay. Soliman is the son of an African lord from the dynasty of Magui Famori, who ruled over the country of Pangu Sitlong. In his home, Angelo Soliman held the name Mmadi Make, or the Make.
Mmadi Make.
I wish there was a pronunciation guide. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, we're gonna try to do this guy justice because he didn't get any in life. So we're gonna at least try to refer to him by his real name. Hopefully, probably not.
Again, this is still the quote.
Okay.
As is known, the small tribes in Africa's interior often feud with one another, sometimes out of revenge, sometimes out of greed, in which later case the captives taken are brought to the nearest slave market and traded to the whites. Which that is To a certain degree, too. True. Like, blacks sold off other tribes.
Well,
people to white colonizers.
Yeah, pretty well. That did happen
for guns and all the other.
So
cool
it's like
shit.
they're already there, and you just decimated like the economy in our country. So we might as well.
There's nothing else.
In.
There's nothing else. Yeah, exactly.
Much.
Yeah. You're the only game in town.
It's the only game in town. I'm a professional black man.
And it's all for cotton and sugar in the end.
Was it cotton and sugar in Europe as well, or was it?
Yeah, because that was imported through.
Yeah, but I thought I thought they might diversify their racism. Expand their portfolio.
Maybe they did something to the Egyptians I don't know about. So
the Egyptians, have they not suffered enough? The Egyptians,
especially back then. Yeah,
I'm surprised they don't have a racial slur for Egyptians specifically, and they most commonly refer to all black people as Moors instead of.
Oh, there is a slur. I'm not gonna say it, but there is one.
Oh, really? This is the one slur. This is where you're gonna draw the line.
No, again, this is not a direct quote. If it was a direct quote, I would say it. I know this is a bit critical to a certain degree. All right. Mmadi Make was likely really, this is Ben, really born in the kingdom of Kanem Borno in the present-day border region of Nigeria, Niger, and Chad.
Okay, cool.
So,
yeah.
There we go.
Those are all countries.
Real places.
Those are all real places.
Not the fucking fake Pangus Sitlong.
Pangos. How do they come up with that? That's like...
That sounds like a Pokemon.
Kind of, but like a shittily... Like they didn't put any effort into the construction of this word.
Yeah.
It's like the... I don't like this word, but I'm gonna also say a racial slur for historical reasons, but it's like Chinaman. Like it's the most lazy of racial slurs. Like you're just to put into that's like how a German person would put together a racial slur. Just like smush two words together, and then
you construct this word, and then you're finished with the day's work. Yeah,
basically.
You construct the insult, and then the work will stand for itself. Yeah.
Yeah. In this case, the work that stands for itself is 3 different countries that were just torn apart by Western imperialism.
And again, yes.
Tribes that were, forced into
completely.
They just. I like how they just basically took an Etch-a-Sketch and just drew different. That's,
I mean, hey, if you're lazy and you're white, wouldn't you also phone in your work if nobody checked?
But it's like they did. The problem is they did have people checking, didn't they?
Not really. It was just other white people who were like, I guess this is fine.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, I guess Make probably was checking, but of course he doesn't have rights.
All right. Quote: such a feud now, circa 1728. So Make is 7.
Okay.
Also brought against Make's tribe. Yet this happened so suddenly that his father had no idea of the danger approaching him. Angelo Soleiman, or as he was still called at the time, Mmadi Make, was 7 years of age. Lying at the chest of his mother, Fatuma, he was suddenly startled by the clangor of weapons and the wailing of the wounded. Mm-hmm. Then his grandfather burst into the shack with a cry of, "Enemies, enemies!" His father hurried to arm himself, and his son hurried after him. Soon the son saw his mother fall under the blows of the enemies. It was not long, and he himself was discovered, seized, and to be dragged away. But his people defended the king's son until they succumbed to the enemy's superior numbers, whereupon the victors took hold of the boy and led him away.
And the victors, who were the victors?
Another tribe.
Oh, okay. I was
at least to this.
Okay, I was gonna ask if it was the white people.
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay, so it's just run of the mill violence then.
All right. Quote: the master in whose possession the boy fell at once traded him to another in exchange for a beautiful horse.
Damn. That horse better have been fucking.
That must be the best looking. I want to bang that horse so much.
He better have fucked that horse.
Yeah, exactly. They must have like beautiful horse children. Otherwise, this was not worth.
They better be the master race of horses if you're gonna justify selling another human being.
Master race
No,
horse.
if you're gonna be master racehorse. Oh my god, that sounds like a. Oh my god, that's like that's like a horse girl show, but for like neo-Nazis. Master race
Barbie's master race horse.
Seabiscuit. or what other famous horses
I
are
don't
there?
see color biscuit. As long as it's white.
Oh my god.
You know those horses are racist because they love them that white sugar.
Okay.
They don't eat white. The sugar cubes don't come in brown.
I'm just uncomfortable now.
Okay, enough horse talk.
Yeah, enough horsing around.
Yeah, exactly.
I really thought you'd appreciate that one more. You don't appreciate me enough on
No,
this.
I think I'm tapped out on horse jokes because of...
I just meant puns, because...
No, horse puns because of BoJack Horseman, and they literally did all of them.
They did all of the horse puns. They kind of also just did all of the puns.
So
all
they
of the
tried.
wordplay.
So the kid was exchanged for BoJack Horseman. A beautiful horse.
Now that talk about buyer's remorse.
He drove my carriage right into a pool and then he got drunk.
He tried to molest a teenage girl.
All right, we don't have to get those trigger warnings into here as well.
Oh, really? This is where we're drawing the line.
No. I want to piecemeal it for other episodes.
Okay, you know what? Fair. Let's pace ourselves.
There's gonna be some crazy shit later on as well. Don't worry about it. All right.
I just love history and humanity and the human race.
Yeah. His new master then brought him onto a ship with several other captives. After weathering a storm, the ship landed on a coast and the boy was handed over to a woman who acted very friendly towards him, caressed him and treated him gently when her husband was not present.
Okay.
So he got molested. Yay!
Whoa.
Because he's 7.
He's 7. Oh, he's still 7 years old?
Probably or very, very young.
Oh my god.
So
I spoke way too soon. Oh my god.
It's the bit from South Park where Ike gets molested
By the kindergarten teacher.
Yeah, exactly. And everybody's like, but she's ugly, right? No, she's actually pretty good looking. Nice.
Oh my god. I want to know so he's not telling his own story.
No,
How is he getting this information? The guy keeping
again, this biography is probably sourced from letters and stuff that Solomon did read and write.
Okay.
Because he did produce his own stuff, we don't have access to it. That's the problem. Either it's gone or we'll find stuff out.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
It's just I don't know whether or not to be suspicious of stuff.
When I looked up the subject years ago, I couldn't find jack shit. So this is already surprising to me.
Okay.
So Ben did a good job already.
Thank you, Ben.
For finding a white person who wrote about it. A few decades later. All right. The latter named the Lord's son Andreas and ordered him to lead camels out to pasture and to shepherd them.
Okay.
After having spent some time with these people and having been treated well, his master announced that he would take him elsewhere. The woman, so fond of the boy, parted from him with great heartache.
Damn.
I really hope he didn't get molested, but the whole treated him gently when her husband was not present is not
I
a
don't
good...
like the implications of that.
That's not good.
Let's hope that it's just a really unfortunate choice of words.
Let's really hope.
Pray.
Let's pray.
Let's pray that maybe
Are we finding Jesus this episode?
Maybe
Are we finding Jesus?
gather our hands together.
Yeah.
No, let's hope that she, this lady is just trying really hard to have kids, or maybe her child died of consumption, and she's
this is just
living out her surrogate child fantasy through this slave boy.
Normal like this.
Let's hope it's something normal, like replacing your dead child with a slave boy who we owned.
Up. Yeah, something understandably fucked up.
Yeah, but that's also gotta be really, not to be like slavery was bad for everyone or anything.
We whites really suffered
Yeah.
the yoke of responsibility.
Yeah, it was really hard for us when they took our slaves away.
And even before that, feeding, not
Yeah, we had
feeding
to
them,
clothe
not
them and
dressing
feed
them.
I gave him a
Not
nice
giving them
robe
proper
that I
shelter.
got from Turkey. I got the finest
Are you
Oriental
talking about
fabrics.
these types? Okay.
I gave him the best blackface makeup he could have ever asked for.
This shoe polish is grade A.
Yeah, sure, it has arsenic in it, but we don't know that's gonna kill you yet.
We think it's actually really good for the skin right
It's
now.
actually really good for the skin. Follow my skincare routine.
I think when you eat arsenic, you get good skin actually.
Well,
Like that's a thing.
when you eat arsenic,
Yeah.
I think we're gonna have to fact check that.
Yeah.
Definitely, it's definitely not a good like topical substance.
No.
Yeah.
You die at some point, but you dope horses with it.
Yeah, well, we all die. We either
I think
get
it's
killed or
arsenic. Arsen, yeah. Arsenfresser. Yeah. That's a topic. That's a future topic.
Okay,
Is
we will expand
the
upon
arsenic
this.
eaters in rural Styria.
The arsenic eaters sounds like a really good B movie. Like
Like Swamp Monster and the
yeah,
arsenic.
or like I was thinking more like Hills Have Eyes, but like
yeah, the arsenic. They're all rednecks.
yeah, they're all rednecks. They all
Inbred as fuck.
yeah, they look
I am
horrifying, but I imagine their skin is probably amazing. They
And
just
their
have,
eyes, so shiny.
they're so shiny because they've never seen the sun. They just eat garlic and arsenic every day. I don't know.
Alright.
Anyway, yeah, so
Quote,
Yeah.
the boy now took ship with his master and came to Messina. That would be around 1729, so he's 8 now.
okay.
The name of his previous abode could not be established, somewhere in North Africa. In Messina, he was brought to the house of a noble and rich lady who, as it seemed, was prepared for his arrival. There he now found a splendid reception, diligent care when he fell sick, and after his recovery, the most splendid preparation for his further upbringing and education.
Wow, they were the good owners though. Like they were one of the good ones.
Yeah, there's good slave owners.
Yeah. They gave him the best education, and
again, this is
they were
totally
really
not
excited to see him.
again totally not through the lens of a white guy riding about a black dude.
Pretty much. It's like they were waiting for this kid the way you were waiting for your Amazon package earlier today.
And it's 30% off.
We got him on sale, you guys. Oh my god.
Clearance.
I mean, let's for the record, the package you got today
It's not a
versus
person.
no. The package you got today versus the package that this family got with this child has the same amount of slave labor attached to it. Let's be honest about this.
There's a non-zero chance that you're right. Yes. All right.
Great episode.
Before that, however, he received his baptism in the most festive fashion, in which the two names Angelo Soleiman were given to him, the first of which, Angelo, he chose himself out of gratitude and love for that Moorish woman with whom he had spent the initial period of time after his departure from home. Calling it a departure from home when you were literally taken by slave traders is a really interesting choice of words.
It is very.
He departed, like
God.
I wanted to do the departed over here.
I've never seen the movie The Departed, but I imagine it's about
Boston.
slavery.
It's Boston accent, so it's the departed.
No, The Departed.
The Departed.
I want a remake of The Departed, but it's about this guy's life.
All right, Soleiman forthwith celebrated the day of his admission to Christendom, September 11th. Oh no, 9/11!
No!
This is Austria's 9/11 right here.
Austria's 9/11 was the entire institution of slavery.
Not wrong.
Well, no, our 9/11 should have also been the entire institution of slavery.
Also not wrong.
But instead, it's just regular 9/11.
So he chose it as his birthday. So 9/11 is his birthday.
It's his fault that 9/11 happened.
Yes, exactly.
That day was just cursed from centuries prior.
He was probably originally baptized as Angelo Solima, Soliman appears to have been a later Germanization.
Okay.
So they changed it up.
What country is he
Because,
in?
the name of a person.
Oh, yeah, well, I mean, they're not people, though.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean...
Yeah. Who gives a shit?
I hope that someone takes this out of context, and this will be so great for us.
I mean, it will happen.
It will definitely happen.
Oh, fuck me.
No, but
that will also be taken out of context.
That's what that lady said to...
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, no. Wait, what country are they in now? Where are they?
Sorry. They're in... So, I think it's Italy.
Okay.
But Messina. I think that's Italy.
Might
be Spain.
I'm gonna assume you're right. I'm gonna assume it's Spain or Italy.
Okay. Quote. Angelo Soliman found the most loving treatment in the house of his new patroness. The lady, a marchioness, loved the boy, who proved to be as clever as he was prudent, as if he were her own child, and found it difficult to decide to entrust him to the care of Prince Johann Georg Christian Lobkowitz.
Okay, maybe this is in Italy then. Say his name again.
Prince Johann Georg Christian Lobkowitz. I love the names. That is the shining
Excellent.
line through the episode.
I like
that
if you were to
the
say
names are amazing.
If you were to say these names in like an American accent, you're just saying like 4 different white man names.
John George Christian Lobkowitz.
Yeah, that's like that movie Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy.
It's one dude here. John George Christian and Lobkowitz.
Yeah.
that is a fraternity.
Right there. Well, no, Lobkowitz, that's a Jewish name.
Yeah, exactly.
They can't...
No, that's the one Jew they let in, so they're not accused of racism.
They wouldn't let Jews in.
No,
they didn't want to be accused of racism? Paul. They can't. They'll own people, but they're not anti-Semitic. They love the Jews.
Yeah,
they love the Jews. They have a Jewish friend.
Yeah, exactly. Lobkowitz.
Oh my God. Unbelievable.
All right, Prince.
Prince.
Right.
Can we just call him Prince? let's do the opposite of whitewashing. Let's make all the white people.
So he's definitely Austrian.
Yeah, so definitely Austrian.
We can believe that Lobkowitz is an Austrian.
Yeah.
All right. Who at the time was stationed with the troops in Italy, which parts of it we controlled at that point. Mm-hmm. Lobkowitz was military governor of Messina at the time, Ben adds, as Generalfeldwachtmeister. That's his rank. Wachtmeister.
So like supervision or like supervisor, basically.
Of the field general supervisor.
Okay. That just sounds like a job title at a startup company, basically.
Yeah, it's a rank between brigadier and lieutenant general. So pretty high up there.
Okay.
I mean, he's a prince. Mm-hmm. And asked for the well-behaved boy as his page.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm gonna have so many questions, but I'm pretty sure that we are not gonna have answers to them. Like, was he the first slave boy this prince had?
Oh, that would be interesting.
Yeah. Like, is there a pattern? Like, because
yes, I can answer that there's a pattern is clearly there because he was not the OG about thinking let's bring a black boy, dress him up so I can impress my other white people.
I mean, I guess, but then is what I'm saying.
These are my new beats by Dre. Like
it really, our little slave boy really, adds some feng shui to the apartment.
It is basically
it's like
that.
He's no different from like a Himalayan salt lamp, basically.
Yes. It's so fucked up, but yes.
I love history. I love humanity. I love the human race.
When you agreed to doing this, did you think that I would pick such fucked up topics? Or how did I pitch it?
I absolutely believed that you would pick fucked up topics.
Great. So at least there was no false precedents.
Still upset.
Yeah, good. That means you have humanity. So I picked well. Something that's there to destroy.
Oh, no. This is going to be... I'm going to become the Joker by the end of this podcast. I'm already halfway there.
We have like 5 more pages. Thus, Angelo Soliman became to Prince Lobkowitz around 1734-35. So he is 12.
Okay.
13, 14.
He's already had 3 different, let's say, Well, it sounds like this woman didn't own him. She was just with him on his
a
departure.
property manager and 2 owners. Yes.
Let's say so. His parents.
He's secondhand. Yes.
Yeah, he's second.
Your yes was so casual. You just walked into that one.
No, I'm more upset by the fact that I still stand by that statement because they were really. I'm not saying I agree with it. It's awful.
Yeah, they traded in. Yeah.
Oh my god. No, but what I was trying to emphasize was that we're talking about a child who is probably, definitely, for sure traumatized by the.
You think, bro?
No, just by the fact that I was gonna say with
7 years old and his mother got murdered in front of him.
Generously putting this whole being kidnapped and enslaved thing aside, this is like 3 different like parental authority figures within the course of like 5 years, something
and
like
maybe
that.
some molestation. So
Probably.
Thus, Angelo Soliman came to Prince Lobkowitz and accompanied him everywhere his military service assigned him to. Yet, as fond as the prince was of the young, he had no time to take care of his mental, leave alone spiritual education as his marchioness had previously done. And so the savage elements of his blood came to the fore again. We're talking about a 14, 15-year-old kid who got
This is what like.
And they're like, nah, must be. He's a little, he's a little bit agitated.
Yeah, he's wearing a hoodie and trying to buy some Arizona tea somewhere. He's dangerous. He was no angel. He's 14. He's 14. He just wants to play with Bionicles and he just wants
surf
to
on the web, watch some Dragon Ball Z maybe.
Yeah, he just wants to play some Minecraft.
Maybe make out with a chick.
Yeah, touch a boob.
That would be the height of the day.
I mean, he probably already touched a boob because that old lady is. Oh no! Oh no!
You don't remember that. It's just in your subconscious, bro.
No, are you talking to me or are you talking about him?
It's a subconscious tit.
Oh my. Subconscious Tit is also an interesting band name. I didn't say it was a good band name.
It's that's more for prog rock.
Yeah, like a prog rock. That's actually really accurate. Yeah. All right, continue.
All right, we just powered through that racism. Continuing the quotes. Angelo grew rude and quick to anger, concerned himself mostly with children's games, and would likely have been eventually completely lost if the prince's old steward had not administered to the boy's needs and educated him. Oh, somebody took care of him, finally? Somebody was like, hey, how about we talk to the kid?
Yeah. Someone was like, hey, maybe he shouldn't be drinking like several cans of Monster Energy drink a day and
play hoop.
And playing.
He is so good at hoop. he 100% speed run hoop.
He maybe he should spend less time on like 4chan or something. spend a little less. Imagine this little kid becoming radicalized. Again, the circumstances are not there, but if there was, there's enough ground to make him immediately hate everybody around him, because there's absolutely all the grounds to do that. I mean, not only is he justified in hating everyone around him, but also he's 14. Mm-hmm. He's
good on the prince's old steward, by the way. For actually giving a shit.
I mean,
out of all of them, he's the least evil so far.
I mean, kind of sounds like he's just as evil as the other one. I mean, didn't the other ones also educate him?
Yeah, but okay, let's see how this goes.
Educating.
We should never call anything right now because
this is
a bad idea.
This podcast is just it's a minefield of bad takes.
Minefield.
Oh no! Stop!
Hitler's
get out!
Book.
It's the sequel released like 100 years after his death, annotated by the German government.
Good. All right. Quote, under his tutelage and direction, Soliman progressed quickly and beautifully and developed ever more and more to his own advantage. Thus, he grew up in the prince's house in Bohemia, became his constant companion in travels and in the field, fought heroically in battles on the prince's side, and carried the same when he was wounded in the fray on his shoulders from the chaos of battle.
Child soldier.
Basically.
They
Teenage soldier.
You're a child.
Teenage soldier.
Teenage enslaved. Child.
Teenage mutant enslaved person.
Teenage enslaved child soldier.
Yes.
Oh my god. We should pitch that to Nickelodeon or wherever, or Cartoon Network, wherever that one was aired on. Imagine that line of toys.
That's Bigotlone. Bigotlodian? Yeah.
Bigotlodian.
Yeah. We hate everybody.
Shut the fuck up.
No, I won't, because this quote is not finished yet.
Oh no! Okay, what's the rest of the quote?
Thus Soliman soon became a brave warrior and experienced officer without ever having held a military position. Because you motherfuckers didn't give him one.
Yeah, I want to know, what kind of education were they given? They never elaborate.
Probably language, because it's a royal thing, so you teach them like 6-7 different languages. Probably a lot about Christianity, you know, the beautifulness of Jesus, you know, all of that. A lot of indoctrination is part of that well.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, what was the quality of education? How do we know that this child wasn't being brainwashed?
I mean, that's part of it, for sure is.
But
because he fights next to his captain.
Yeah.
So
God, this is what like annoys me so much, is that there are way too many gaps in this narrative to know like how, because we
can fill out the blanks, in whatever fashion way you want. You can paint in a movie. You can paint that prince as the nicest person ever.
Oh, and people probably would.
Oh
too.
yeah, totally, because you have to make the prince, you know, like a famous actor, so you'll give him a role that's not that evil.
Oh, that's true. That's actually what they did with 12 Years a Slave for Brad Pitt.
Yes.
They put him in the movie and they made him Canadian and against racism.
I mean, statistically speaking, yes, the Canadians would be more against racism.
Yeah, but they wrote that role in specifically so that Brad Pitt could be in the movie without having to be a slave owner.
Yeah, exactly. Not being the just the horror. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he can be a terrorist on screen, but he can't be a slave owner. I mean, I can't tell if I blame him or not. You know, I can't. It's a difficult choice. Would you do it? I don't know. I mean,
for the money.
Well, if you were already making Brad Pitt money.
Oh
then,
yeah, don't have to choose.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah. Brad Pitt should play the prince in this slave boy movie, is what I'm trying to say.
He had repeatedly taken prisoners with his own hands, served as the prince's aide-de-camp, showed insight and rare understanding in several engagements, and in this way even gained the trust of Field Marshal Lush.
Lush?
Lush. Yeah, the soap store. It's also...
He smelled amazing.
Yeah, for the time especially. And no perfume. It was all natural.
Well, they had perfume in the 1700s.
No. Lush. He's just using soap. He's not even... doesn't even need perfume.
Yeah, he just smells really good.
Man, they say the battlefield is not all roses, but around Lush it is.
Oh my god. I bet he probably heard that joke a lot.
Yeah, especially.
Yeah.
Okay. In heaven, maybe. Or hell.
Is he in heaven? I mean, we don't know.
They're all in hell. They're
definitely all in hell.
Royalty is all in hell.
Oh, yeah, pretty much.
If there's a god. All right. The latter one, they offered him command of a company.
Okay.
But Soliman rejected the offer, but did accept a beautiful Turkish saber when the field marshal presented to him as proof of his respect and appreciative acknowledgement of the bravery he showed.
They don't elaborate what kind of company this was?
Yeah, no, sorry.
He could have been the CEO. He could have been making his own money.
Yeah.
See, his education clearly failed him because he was like, oh, I want to play with the sword instead. I want the big shot. Wait, is he still 14?
No, he must be older at this point.
Okay, then yeah, I'm definitely, they ain't treat him right.
Probably like 22.
Oh. Okay, well, that's still kind of a valid.
I mean, the Turkish saber is basically like a sports car, you know, like at a 22-year-old, like Price is Right it.
Oh, yeah.
You want the cash or do you want the sports car? Sports car.
You saw it here, folks.
Hey, he's with the Turkish saber, not me.
As a 22-year-old right now, I would take the cash. I'm sorry.
Ditto.
I'm going to take the cash.
But I wouldn't have the same respect for 22-year-old me. So,
Fair.
all right.
All
right. When Prince Lobkowitz died in 1755, so
he's got to be like 30 or something now.
Yeah, he's like 34. No, he's 1721, so 34. Yep.
Okay.
He's like 34 now.
Okay.
Suleiman, in accordance with the prince's will, this is a quote, by the way, still from that book.
Okay.
Went over into the possession of Prince Joseph Wenzel Liechtenstein.
Okay.
So the prince put into his will that Suleiman is like, no, not free. Don't free him.
Oh, no.
Put him with another guy.
Well, yeah, that's just what they did back then, right? Like
sometimes
they're not people. You can't like.
So one things that was like horrible. Again, the institution of slavery is horrible.
Yeah.
But Roman slavery, for example, depending on which time period you look at, there was a legit chance, like a good chance that you were freed after 20, 30 years. It was more like
indentured servitude,
yes,
kind of?
certain types of slaveries had more of an indentured servitude with a limit, basically, on it.
Okay.
This is not it.
They never had a limit with, minorities that they enslaved then.
Oh, no. They didn't see really race Romans like they do now.
No, I'm talking about the people in the 1700s.
Oh, yeah. This is way more race-driven. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Wait, so how would he legally have control over a company to begin with if he's literally not considered a human being? In the same way that women could own property.
That is some fuckery that 17th century lawyers would be fascinated to discuss with you.
Oh my God.
Let's bring them back from the dead real quick.
Bring them back from the dead where they will immediately say like a horrifying slur.
They would, first of all, they would call you an indecent whore immediately.
Yeah, my ankles are showing.
What are you talking about? Yes, your ankles are showing.
Yeah, my ankles are showing. Well, not on this podcast because I am a woman of value, okay? I am a high value.
I'm the Angelo Suleiman of women.
I got Zuckerberged out of my CEO position. I got a cool sword instead, though. I'll go play Minecraft later. I'm sorry. I don't know why I assumed that this Angelo... Sorry. I want to call him by his actual name because I feel like it's disrespectful to call
Mamake,
him... Yeah, Make. If I feel like... Since there's no actual indication of his personality, I'm just going to assume that he would have been like a...
So far we know that he was a bit of a bitch as a teenager.
Oh, yeah. He was an edgy...
Because of the whole murdering the parents thing.
I think that
What a bitch.
He's like the edgy anti-heroes from like Final Fantasy, like the cloud
But he's
types.
a real person. That's the crazy thing.
Yeah, it's basically him. He has an anime backstory. Anime characters wish that their life was...
Oh my god, this would make such a good anime.
Oh my god. But you know that they would be...
Oh, the Japanese would fuck it up immediately.
They would fuck it up so bad.
Oh, yeah. They would make the Austrians the heroes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes, they would. And
they rescued him from the wilderness, yeah.
Oh my god. And I can't even imagine what the voice acting would sound like. You ever heard people try to like do black sense in
even Japanese doing German is a hate crime. Like
Japanese doing English is a hate crime a lot of the time. Well,
no, but Japanese doing German is hilarious.
There is one show actually where for the life of me, I don't remember which one it was, but there's one Japanese dub of a show that has an American cast member who like speaks Japanese, and like one of the characters, like one of their quirks is just that they are American.
Right.
And this person speaks like perfect Japanese and everything. It was kind of like wild to see.
And the people still dunked on him, the Japanese, or what?
I didn't actually see the show. I just knew that this show existed. That's why I can't remember it right now, but maybe we'll dig it up and find it. We'll get Ben to do some research since clearly he can find some obscure sources. Anyway,
all right.
Speaking of obscure sources.
Little bit let's start this quote from the beginning. Mm-hmm. All right. When Prince Lobkowitz died in 1755, Suleiman, in accordance with the prince's will, went over into the possession of Prince Joseph Wenzel Liechtenstein. of the Liechtenstein family. Here's a little note by Penn. One of the most important military men in the Habsburg monarchy and closest advisors of Maria Theresia. So Liechtenstein is a...
Yeah, I know.
No, this specific Liechtenstein is a big dude.
Okay.
Wenzel.
Wow, you really got a promotion there.
Continuing the quote. Who had long since wished to have him in his house. Again, the whole...
I don't like the implications of that.
Yep.
I'm imagining like an American Beauty kind of situation where he's just been like staring longingly at this. Well, he's not a child anymore, so it's still weird. It's still super weird.
It's still super fucked up.
Oh my God.
So, all right, little quote, little addendum.
Accidentally.
That's what I told you about loosening those nuts.
Don't talk about loose nuts. This podcast is cursed enough.
All right, and those the houses were the großes Majoratshaus in Herrengasse,
Okay.
which doesn't exist any longer, and of course the Palais Liechtenstein in Alsergrund, the big fuck off Alsergrund old school building. That's the Palais Liechtenstein.
Okay.
So at least he has sweet digs. where
Sure, but it doesn't. Does it say what he was like allowed to do? I mean, we have no idea if he was even allowed to enjoy any of these perks.
That is true.
And the word perks is one that I use very, very loosely, considering we're talking about literal owning of a human being.
Park adjacent.
Just like they owned this human being, just like Make owned all those people on Xbox during when he was a teenager.
No, Mom, I'm not gaming right now.
Oh my God! Shut up! Don't come in my room. I'm listening to Linkin Park. I think he would have liked Linkin Park.
Oh, fix. Oh, totally. Fix Euler. Sorry, the moment it triggered something from my childhood.
I tried so hard and lose it all. In the end, it doesn't even matter.
Boom, 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 boom. Solomon, turn it down.
You gotta go back out to war now. Huh?
Yeah. Shut up. You're not even my real dad.
Basically, being a teenager is the same thing as slavery. That's what we're saying in this podcast. You hear that, kids? Tell you. Oh, God.
No. All right, continuing the quote. At the same time, Emperor Franz I Stefan, the husband of Maria Theresia, had Soliman summoned to him and offered him work directly serving his person.
Okay, so just like, it sounds like the same gig he had before.
Soliman, however, had already accepted Prince Liechtenstein's request, did not want to break his word, and rejected the imperial proffer.
So he just said no, basically?
He said no to the Kaiser.
What happened?
Soliman, pretty baller.
Yo.
Sorry, this Liechtenstein dude, or I already have a gig with him.
Yeah.
I can't double book, man.
Yeah. I don't have enough time in my schedule for you.
I'm stuck between a prince and a Kaiser place.
Oh my God. Imagine having the ego you must have, having worked with like royalty and stuff like that. Just being like, yeah, I'm sorry, I gotta like clear time for you in my schedule.
He becomes a mean girl.
Yeah.
You can't sit with us, sorry.
Yeah, you can't sit with us. I just imagine, like...
Sorry, Kaiser. Sorry, Franz.
Sorry, Franz. I know you're real upset.
Yeah. I have this stupid previous engagement. I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry. Oh, but okay, so he's allowed to say no.
I guess. Again, when Ben said in the beginning that it is a little bit nebulous about the law situation, I think this is part of it. Like, they're like, can I just take this from him?
Yeah.
You know, like...
Yeah, you'd kind of have some bad, morale in the workplace if you were to, take the labor by force. It might cause some bad vibes.
Bad vibes at the workplace.
It'll really bring the quota.
Yeah. You're bumming everybody out by owning people.
we don't like that in the Austro-Hungarian Empire. We're just not about that.
Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies. All right. Thus, Soleiman remained on the prince's side and became the indirect guardian spirit of the unfortunate and the oppressed, whose petitions and memoranda he advanced to the prince at all times, and, while never asking anything for himself, made his most cordial pleas in the name of others' misfortunes.
Wait, sorry, what was that last part again?
So, Soleiman is basically the front desk for the prince.
Receptionist for the prince.
And he's reading through the letters and instead of just throwing away the letters of like poor people, he actually gives them to the prince.
Real
wow,
one.
Soleiman. Yeah, this is
real one.
You're doing your I mean, like, I'm so sorry, but also you're doing your best right now. I'm hats off to you.
He's given his all, you know?
I love too that so the previous guy was just like, like, oh, this farm burned down and, it killed all the livestock.
They're not real people.
And it's on my land, and it's on my land.
Yeah, I got all kinds of land. I don't have to worry.
What do you mean, mandate of heaven?
I like that. They're like, oh, yeah, it's great. Everything has really turned around since we've had him working on the properties. We actually read our mail now.
Yeah,
we never do that.
He just he introduced is an in and out box. Mail comes in.
He installed
mail goes out.
A coffee machine in the break room, and suddenly
everybody is super hyped about him.
Mother Teresa.
Yeah.
Oh my God. God, there's so many layers to this.
Prince, how about we let our workers only work for 10 hours a day instead of 16?
How dare you!
You broke it.
I broke it. No, fuck. What did I do?
So he has now the office. It's basically the royal office. That would be amazing.
Yeah, the office, but the main character is
Angelo Suleiman, and then the corporate guys is the prince.
No, imagine like if his personality was anything like Michael Scott. But like you would have no choice but to root for him though, because he's literally owned by other people. Like imagine if you've been through the kind of shit that Make has been through throughout his entire life, you gotta have like kind of a cool ass personality. Otherwise, there's just
you're done.
You're done.
Mentally fortified.
Imagine being both extremely socially awkward and owned by another human being.
On the spectrum, you have Downs and you like on purpose.
Not Downs. I don't think they would have. I think they would have
never made it that far.
Yeah, no. But like someone with like a less detectable to the people of the time period kind of mental
right.
Someone with dyslexia. Oh God.
All right. Quote: his second master too. He accompanied on many journeys to Parma, Frankfurt, and other places. Soleiman was with the prince in Frankfurt when Emperor Joseph was crowned Roman king there. Joseph II.
Broman King.
Broman King.
He's a bro.
Bruh.
I'm sorry.
Bruh, I'm in charge of so many people, bruh.
Bruh, I'm in charge of Frankfurt, whatever you said, and other places. Like the least exciting European cities. What the fuck's in Frankfurt? Like, do people even live there? No.
University.
Yeah.
At that point.
Yeah, who doesn't have a university?
At that point, maybe like 10 cities.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
It was like a luxury item back then.
Come back when you're a real city, Frankfurt. Okay, yeah, sorry.
All right. One day in 1764, the prince asked him to try his luck in one of the publicly held Pharaoh games.
Pharaoh games?
Pharaoh, I'm guessing.
Like
some kind
an
of gambler.
Egyptian pharaoh?
No, Faro.
Okay.
I'm guessing it's some kind of card or gambling game, something like that.
All right.
There he won 20,000 gulden. That's about, Ben adds here, that would be about 100 annual wages.
Okay, what is that? I was expecting some kind of value that I would understand.
I'm guessing it's in concern to, wait, that's number 9.
How are you supposed
It's great to have the sources so we can look it up. 9. Oh, yeah. So about his salary.
Okay.
So he won 100 years worth of salaries.
Okay, but salaries back then must have not been that much, considering
And
they legally didn't have to pay anyone.
Exactly. And this is Angelo Suleiman, so
Yeah.
Mamake probably would have gotten paid less anyways.
Yeah.
That's
what I'm saying. Yeah, but that's why I'm
But 20,000 gulden is a lot of money. I know that. That's a shit ton of money.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fucking get it.
Yeah. All right. Back to the quote. On the next day, he wanted to offer the banker a rematch, but ended up winning another 24,000 gulden. So he won 200 years worth of salary
my God.
in 2 days.
Well, does he get to use it? I mean, does he get to own property?
Angelo, offering the banker yet another rematch, knew to arrange things so the banker would win the 24,000 gulden back. Everyone, including the banker, saw through Suleiman's intentions and looked with deep admiration upon the Suleiman, however, untempted by such unusual luck, never played for much money again and generally played only chess for the most part, in which he had acquired great proficiency and so earned the fame of one of the foremost chess players.
Oh, okay.
So he tried gambling once, was like, I'm great at it, but...
Yeah, he knew when to cut his losses.
Yeah.
Good on you, man. I don't even have it's the opposite of uncut gems.
Yeah. Cut gems.
Cut gems. you know if he was shredded. You know that I keep wanting to call him Angelo, but I don't want to call him Make. Yeah, you know Make was fucking.
Oh, yeah. Hunker Junker. Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's some paintings of him. So he's apparently a pretty good looking guy, too. Okay. According to the paintings. Don't forget that.
Well, what reason would they have to lie about that?
Okay.
No, yeah. Please answer me. We're already dealing with someone they didn't consider.
He issued the painting, so I'm assuming...
Okay, if he issued the painting, that's one thing. But again, we're very unclear about what things he's allowed to do as someone who is owned by another human being.
We now know in the next sentence what he's gonna do. Oh yeah, bomb chicka wow wow.
Okay.
In later years, 1768, Suleiman married the widowed Frau Christiani.
Okay. Who is this?
Ben adds here, actually Magdalena Cristiano, in a secret ceremony in St. Stephen's Cathedral.
Okay.
Oh, cute.
All right.
Her real her family name is Kellerman.
Okay.
A lady born in the Netherlands. Okay. He had kept his marriage a secret from the prince.
Interracial marriage was allowed then.
But not, I'm guessing, legal loophole. Like, there was not enough racism potential for them.
Wait, what do you mean there's not enough racism potential?
There's not enough black people in Middle Europe right now in that time period marrying white ladies for the law to actually have to codify it into a racist thing. It's just a racist assumed thing.
I mean, fair enough, but also if I were a racist monarch who was trying to make laws preventing people from doing normal things that other people are do, I would try to nip it in the bud.
No. The Austrians are way more concerned with oppressing the Croatians, the Hungarians, the Italians, the Romanians, the Polish, the Ukrainians, the Russians, the the Bavarians. Like there's a shit ton of other people we have to oppress, the Turkish.
He probably just slipped under the radar then.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. There's not enough racism potential.
I see what you mean now. Yeah. Okay, fair enough. It was a little unclear in the beginning.
And it's still a secret ceremony, so I'm assuming
How do you do a secret ceremony in Stephansdom?
Everybody keep it down.
That's like if
giant ass building.
It's like if they requested everyone at the fire festival be really quiet.
Rice. Yes, but silent.
Yeah, break the vase, but don't make a sound though.
It's made out of rubber.
It just bounces like a bouncy ball.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god. Okay, so he gets married to some random lady who we have not established any sort of canon for. Who is this lady?
You really think a dude from that time period would write a lot about a lady?
God damn.
Just saying, man. Just saying. This is
This is why we have to
ass deep in everybody is a horrible human being.
See, this is why we need to end the patriarchy. Not because we don't have like human rights or anything in some countries, or even the one we live in now.
Right.
But it's inconvenient to not know all of these gaps in this history.
It is true. Yeah.
It's inconvenient for me. Therefore,
I would much rather read a more fair and balanced.
I would just want to ask them questions like, "Who are you?" and "How are you doing? Are you okay?" You're probably not.
Does she
doing
look
okay.
like a fox? Like.
Oh yeah. I want to know if she's hot.
Yeah. All right. He had kept his marriage a secret from the prince. He may have, as can be seen from what follows, had his reasons for that. One day, Emperor Joseph unintentionally revealed the secret. For the emperor took great interest in Suleiman's fate, honored him publicly, took his arm when he met him on a walk. In conversation with the prince, the emperor happened to mention the wife of the former's protege. The prince now had Suleiman summoned, confronted him about it, and when Angelo admitted his marriage, he immediately banished him from his house and cut him out of his will as well, wherein he had considered him amply.
Oh my god.
Yeah. You're getting pussy? Nah. Not in my house.
No. I bet
You're mine.
this guy was an incel for sure.
Or he had something like a very unhealthy thing for Angelo, which
probably.
Again, the whole master ownership dynamic leans some,
Oh my god, this is just sad.
Oh, and
Like
also how funny of me that I was like, the prince doesn't seem so bad.
Immediately kicks him out for being a straight man marrying a woman.
A white woman.
A white woman. We can't have that now.
Yeah.
That's not allowed.
And even though she's a dirty...
Yeah, she's been
Dutch.
sullied before.
No, she's a dirty Dutch.
She a dirty widowed Dutch.
Yeah, exactly.
A penis has been inside that vagina.
Yeah,
already.
exactly.
You can't have that.
Yeah.
Oh god. I want to make so many incel jokes, but I feel like
we don't have the time. Yeah. There's so much potential, but
there's
we don't
already
have the time.
a pretty significantly high net evil that is being.
We're an hour and 10 into this now.
Yes.
We're dying.
There's already so much net evil. I'm not sure how much we can add.
Continuing with the quotes.
The evil.
Angelo, who so often interceded on others' behalf, found no words for himself. He at once left the prince's house and retreated to his own small house and garden, which lay in one of Vienna's smaller suburban towns, unter den Weißgerbern.
Oh, where is that, actually? I've never heard of this.
It's probably now part of one of the districts.
Okay.
And which he had long since bought... So he bought it, apparently, Ben says here, before his marriage.
Okay.
There he lived in rural seclusion, attending to his domestic bliss, the rearing of his only daughter,
Aww.
and the tending of his garden.
Aww, cottagecore king.
He kept social intercourse with but a few intellectually significant people.
Like who?
It doesn't say, again, this.
Bitch!
Continuing with the quote. Meanwhile, Prince Joseph Wenzel had died. 2 years after his death, his nephew, Prince Franz Josef Liechtenstein, so fucking... You're so good with names, guys. My name is Josef Wenzel Liechtenstein. What should be the name of my son? Franz Josef Liechtenstein.
Yeah,
right?
they had 3 names for
Yeah,
monarchs.
they're just rotating them in and out.
Josef Franz Liechtenstein.
It's the worst version of ad-lib.
Pretty much. It's just, the worst Mad Libs. They only know 3 names. There are no other names.
And then Franz came into Franz with Franz.
And then there's Otto von Habsburger.
Or Bismarck or something.
Bismarck, yeah.
Exactly.
Those are the worst names to have in rotation, too. Who's called Otto? No one's called Otto. No one's called... no one under the age of 60 is called Franz.
You need it when your car breaks down. You need some auto repair.
Thank you guys for coming to our show today. I'm actually gonna go strangle
me.
Yes. Yeah, I'm actually gonna. Oh God, no! I'm sorry.
All
I'm
right.
just
All right, Pokemon. Soliman.
Oh yeah, Pokemon. So he's got a daughter. He's a cottagecore king. We love to see it.
The old bitchy prince died,
Yeah.
and now the new prince is in charge.
So, but I mean, why is the prince even? Why are there any more princes relevant to this story? He's been banished.
Well, let's see.
He
Continuing with the quote, the prince called him into his cart, told him that he was fully convinced of his guiltlessness. Very important distinction here. Yeah. So the prince is not as much of a douche as the dad. Good. Guiltlessness, and had a mind to compensate him for the trouble his uncle had given him. Oh, uncle, sorry. Nephew, yeah, right.
Oh, because we
Uncle.
can't be disrespecting the
previous-
royal
yeah.
family of Liechtenstein. That would be.
I mean, it's probably
awful.
his dad too, with the whole inbreeding, so.
Yeah. Either
At least
or.
quarter dad,
Yeah, quarter dad.
Coming to Disney Plus,
Yeah, I was
quarter
gonna- I was
dad.
gonna say a Disney Channel original movie.
Being a Habsburg seems like an easy gig, but sometimes you have some inbred ideas.
I don't. Okay, well, so again,
Take it on the chin, George.
this doesn't answer my question of why is he relevant? He's been banished.
All right. He had once offered Suleiman an annual salary, which after Suleiman's death would become his wife's pension,
Okay.
but demanded that Suleiman should supervise the education of his son, the later reigning Prince Alois Joseph.
Okay.
So he wants him as a teacher.
Oh, I thought that he just wanted to make sure that he was being taught.
I think that's part of it too, maybe. But I think he wants
He said okay.
he wants that Suleiman is in charge of his son,
Okay.
the prince's son.
Okay.
Angelo Suleiman attended to his appointed task punctually and turned up daily in the prince's palace, until said prince assigned an apartment in the building to him, whereupon Suleiman moved into the princely palace for the second time. Henceforth, he lived there quietly and withdrawn, keeping only in communication with a few friends and occupied with serious studies.
Well, so is he still living with his wife and daughter at that point, or
I think he kind of
did he
has
just abandon them?
I don't think abandon is the right word. I think he's just working there and probably over the weekend and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
Again, moving from place to place back then sucked ass.
Yeah, and he did that a lot.
Yeah. For traveling back then is just horrible. So
Oh, God.
he's a fucking tough nut.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, you would hope so, because
Finally, it's not a quote. Here's Ben just writing stuff. Oh, this was enough quotes, right?
so, I'm gonna be honest. Significantly less racism than I thought was going to be here. I am pleasantly surprised.
It starts with his occupation being called. What are you talking about?
Somehow that is the worst thing that has been said so far. So far, this could get worse.
The people in the story are worse.
The people in the story, yeah, but we're not. I was
the
expecting.
guy who wrote it is apparently
Is questionable, but I was expecting more like a To Kill a Mockingbird level of racism.
Right.
You know? Mm-hmm. Anyway, yeah. So he's just living. At least he's being paid.
yes.
You know, that's kind of wholesome now.
The end is super sweet so far.
Okay.
So far, Suleiman was, in fact, friends with many members of Austria's high society, including the famous Field Marshal Franz Moritz Graf von Lacy, or Lazi. But Lacy sounds better, like he's like,
Yeah. he's a lace.
tassels and lace, that's my thing.
He's got like fringes. He's
Yeah,
got one of
exactly.
those like leather jackets with like.
He's a real cowboy.
Yeah, with like like a pink like rhinestone hat.
Franz Moritz Graf von Lacy.
Like a pink rhinestone fluffy cowboy hat.
Or he roofies a ton of ladies. I'm gonna lacy your drink.
TBH, it's probably both. It's probably both. Poor
So
Kay
this
no
field
los
marshal
dos.
served in the War of the Austrian Succession and the 7 Years' War, was responsible for major reforms that vastly improved the state of the Austrian army, and at least, according to Wikipedia, was regarded by Maria Theresia as a prime mover in the scheme for the partition of Poland.
Okay. Petition of Poland? What
Yeah,
is-
between partition of Poland, like dividing up the state. because the king
So he assisted in displacing a bunch of.
probably
You either die.
they're all horrible people. They're royalty. Don't forget that.
You either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
I mean, he also served in the Austrian Succession War and the 7 Years War, so he's not a hero. He's just.
Wait, are we still talking about Make? Or
No, this is Franz Moritz Graf,
okay.
one of his friends.
Okay,
This is a buddy of Make.
TVH, I mean,
He didn't have anybody else. It's Austria.
Yeah, pretty much.
Guess you're the least douchebaggy around here.
Oh my god.
You only petitioned Poland. You didn't rip it apart. Like kind of that way for thinking.
I'm just a casual accessory to war crimes. Just a little bit.
So with
for a
that,
treat.
the Polish state dissolved until 1918 when
Gotcha.
they reintroduced it.
Yeah.
He was also good friends with Hungarian national poet Ferenc Kaczynski,
Okay.
and famous mineralogist Ignaz Edler von Born. He was also, as Wurzbach alluded to, apparently friends with Emperor Joseph II himself.
Okay.
From 1781 to 1786, Soliman, like many of the intellectual elite, including Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart and Ignaz von Born, was a member of Vienna's Freemason Lodge.
Okay. Wait, so he was also a member? Make is
Yes, he's
Freemason?
a Freemason. And the Freemasons Lodge name is Zur wahren Eintracht, True Concord.
True Concord.
That's a pretty dope name for.
That's a 90s movie
That's
right there.
Oh, for sure, yeah. But also, that's a fucking baller name from Freemason Lodge.
True Concord.
We are all just here, buddies talking. That's us.
That's all we do. No, nothing else. No other
Back then.
activity. I mean, yeah, it's funny to think about like all the conspiracy theories regarding the Illuminati when it was probably just a couple of dudes just like smoking weed and like
Most of the time, yeah.
just drinking absinthe and doing cocaine off each other's assholes. Like
Ben added some flavor, and even became its junior master of ceremony.
what does that mean?
So.
Junior Master of Ceremony?
In brackets, Vienna's first black MC, yo.
Oh my god.
Ben.
Was he like a DJ? Like
In the Mason
like
Lodge,
a disc jockey?
Mozart, come in, bro. Drop some sick beats.
Oh my god.
Only if you play the violin solely.
Oh my god. Do you think they probably collabed? Him and Mozart probably collabed.
It's a.
No. Mozart is the producer.
He stole the beats.
Yeah, and Make is the DJ Khaled of. He just gets paid to say his name to add some credibility.
That would be amazing.
Oh god.
Oh.
I can't wait for the diss tracks to emerge out of the Vienna 17th or 18th century music scene.
Make retired from his princely services in 1783.
Okay.
Yeah.
1780. Well, what does that mean so he's free now?
Basically, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's not a servant anymore.
Well, technically he's been free since he's
Free-ish, yeah.
He's basically just doing the thing that all the,
But also your options are literally
yeah, it's like when being a
zero.
It's like being a former slave in the antebellum South post Civil War.
just a little bit better because of the whole royal not trying to murder you thing.
Yeah, that's true.
Because
that's
you're
true.
super dope property.
Yeah, they didn't have. I said yeah before listening to that whole sentence.
Quote. When, after some time, 1786, he lost his wife, he had been sickly for years. He restricted his budget entirely and was forthwith only concerned with saving up a small fortune for his daughter, consequently taking away some pleasures, such as wine, from himself.
We don't know his daughter's name, do we?
Again, a woman, come on. Soliman went on several
we know
journeys.
his wife's name.
Yeah, but that's a white woman.
Damn, you're right. Okay, yeah, go on.
I'm like one of those serial killers that the police hire to think like a serial killer. I'm like, how does a racist think like?
You are the Hannibal Lecter of racism.
Yeah. Just bring in Paul for some analysis. No,
like
a real racist would never do it this way.
A mind palace of racism.
I can see it.
The Sherlock Holmes of racism. You get your own TV show where you solve racism, hate crimes with the power of white privilege.
Yeah, it's
I guess that's every cop show if you think about it.
a little bit. All right, but what a good dude.
What a good dude. He was dealt a real shitty hand, but he also got kind of lucky a couple times.
Oh,
with
yeah,
the gambling wins and
not being owned by the worst people, just horrible people.
yeah, just bad people, not like scum of the earth people.
Not the worst of the worst. Yeah.
Which feels like a weird thing to be saying about a royal family, that somehow they are not scum of the earth.
They're not the worst ones.
Rather, they're not the scum of the earth.
Yeah.
That we, really. I mean, I don't know. This is why
They also created the market that made it possible for black people to be traded as slaves in the first place. So it's a real chicken and the racist egg problem here.
Yeah. I don't like this.
Back to the quote.
Yeah.
Soliman went on several journeys, partly in his own affairs, partly at the behest of the prince. On one journey to Milan, he was most graciously received by the then Governor General of Lombardy, Archduke Ferdinand.
The Archduke Ferdinand? Or is this a different Ferdinand?
I think that's...
Well, no,
it can't be.
that can't be. Wait, I forgot what century we're in.
Maybe it's his dad?
Probably. Or some relative. Again, they only have like 3 names. They don't have any other names.
That is very true.
They got it a lot
They should really get QR codes out there.
barcodes like
Just
on their
barcode all of those motherfuckers, yeah.
TBH, I mean, they kind
They
of...
all look the same too because of the inbredness, so I really need a barcode. Is this eggshell white or regular white Franz Josef, you know?
I mean, TBH, they kind of have a lot of... it kind of makes more sense that they want to steal people because they don't really have a lot. They don't even have enough names to go around.
They need some inspiration.
They need some... Oh, God. I can't even finish that sentence without feeling like an awful person.
Soliman, this is Ben again. Soliman and his daughter moved to a 2-room flat in what is now the 1st district.
Okay.
Freyung, number 9.
Oh, okay.
In 1790. So sweet gigs, sweet digs.
Yeah.
Which was to be his final home. The wing of the palace they had been living in was about to be demolished, so they kicked him out. Got them NIMBYs.
Finally, we have a reason to kick that motherfucker out.
Not in my backyard. All right, back to the quote. Soliman reached an age of 70 years, and even in his later years, he remained perpetually the same in his outward appearance, so that the individual who had seen him 20 or 30 years ago took him for his son and treated him as such.
Black don't crack, baby.
Which was the cause of some misunderstandings and funny blunders.
Funny blunders, you say? Please elaborate.
Oh, Ben, by the way, made the same joke as you. Wasn't expecting black don't crack in a biography from 1870, not gonna lie.
Bullshit. No. Look, that's the only credit that they get. They have told us nothing about this motherfucker's personality at all.
In his 70th year, a stroke ended his life while out on the street. From his previously mentioned marriage, he left one sole daughter. We know her name, Josephine. Who only... Oh, fuck.
This is the Smurfette.
But she only lived for 29 years, so...
Oh, well, that's not bad for, like, the 18th century.
Yeah.
But considering her dad's, he stayed up... Well, okay, do we know anything about her life?
Yes.
Oh, no.
She became the first wife of a Freiherr von Feuchtersleben... You wouldn't enjoy some Feuchtersleben?
He better have been keeping that pussy wet. If
you have that name, you have to.
You have to.
You have to build a whole irrigation system.
Excuse.
You build up dams, I bet
he was just really sweaty.
You feng shui that pussy. It's just a...
Feng shui that pussy. Yeah, your dad may have been basically a Himalayan salt lamp for royals. When she
squirts, you see a double rainbow,
We should probably quickly establish feucht means wet, or like moist in German.
Und Leben is life, so he's living literally the wet life.
The wet life.
The moist life.
The moist life. I don't.
Isn't that a real a TV show, The Real Life of Chicago or something like that?
No, not the wet life of Chicago.
Hey, that would be better.
Oh my god. That's the porn parody.
Exactly.
Oh my god.
Oh, this is awesome.
Was this guy loaded? Do you have money?
I mean, a Freiherr normally is.
Okay.
There's poor Freiherrs out there, but because you married him, I'm assuming he had at least some dough.
A friar, like
Freiherr.
A Freiherr, okay.
Yeah,
like
that's
Freeman.
a title. It's a title.
Oh, okay.
It's the lowest title I think it's the lowest title in the royal. Like,
okay.
A Freiherr, I think you can just give out basically as a title. But it's like on the ranking, it's below a knight, I think.
Okay.
I think. I'm not 100% sure. It might be even that Freiherrs sometimes are knights. I'm a little bit fuzzy on that stuff because I don't give a shit about heraldry.
Fair enough.
Heraldry.
I'm not sure what word you're saying. So anyway, that pussy better have sounded like macaroni in a pot. Otherwise, this motherfucker might as well not have a legacy. You know.
Okay, Freiherr von Feuchtersleben, and gave birth to his son, the later salt mining engineer in Aussee, Eduard Freiherr von Eduard Freiherr von Feuchtersleben. So there's a son of the daughter. So there's at least
a genetic line.
There's at least two generations of Soleimanes.
Well, do we know? Do we know if like the genetic line continued? Or?
Well, we'll see. Stepbrother of the poet and philosophical author Ernst Freiherr von Feuchtersleben.
Oh my God.
I actually had to think. I think I had to read some of his shit in high school.
Oh yeah? Do you remember any of it?
Nope. No. Because it's all like floral bullshittery.
Oh God, yeah.
As esteemed as Soliman was in all circles in his lifetime, he still had to suffer an actually degrading fate in death. For he was stuffed and exhibited sculpturally in his natural shape in Vienna's Natural History Museum, where he could be seen on the 4th floor in a special locality not accessible to everyone, or rather can probably still be seen. End of quote.
He's still in a museum?
Well, here's Ben chipping in. Actually, they first made a cast of his head, which was only rediscovered in 1996 in the Roulette Museum in Baden, Lower Austria, where it is now exhibited. His innards were buried as is proper, while his skin was indeed, likely against his own wishes, though that is contested, and definitely against the sharp protests of his daughter, stuffed. And he was presented in the Imperial Naturalien Cabinet as a half-naked savage dressed in feathers and seashells in 1797. How angry on a scale of 1 to 10 are you right now?
I'm mostly just sick. Like, I feel physically ill.
This is gross, right?
Imagine living like your whole life. Like, you work your way up from literally nothing, and then...
You start out as a slave.
Yeah, you start out as a slave child.
Well, technically, you start off happy with your family, then everybody gets murdered.
Yeah.
You get captured as a slave. That's your starting
and then
point.
you work your way from, bottom of the barrel slave to like a somewhat like respected member of society.
Mm-hmm.
Only
a very respected member of society.
To the
big people loved him. Mozart was on the fucking...
Mozart was one of his boys,
they hung.
And then they just fucking... They
the moment he died.
They put him in fucking dashikis or whatever, and we're just like, oh, look at man, you go ooga booga.
Yep.
It's like he could probably speak like 6 languages.
He could probably, 6 more than the average.
Literally.
Yeah. And apparently a really smart and intelligent person, yes.
And they just...
Yep. That's why that was the big thing when I read this story for the first time, where I just, I couldn't anymore. Like, I was like, okay, you're gross assholes for even, having a slave.
You wouldn't do this to...
But
you would never do
dehumanizing
this.
him afterwards in this regard is just like next level.
Mozart didn't have his own grave.
No, he's in a poor man's grave.
He still has more respect.
Yes.
There's still more respect for his corpse than there is for someone who was...
Yeah, Marke got just fucked. Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Okay.
You want to move on a little bit more?
Let's...
He was removed in 1806 and placed in the depot with a small plaque reading Vi nec e merito est angelus inter bestia situs.
What does that mean?
It's Latin. It's probably not gonna be good. By force and not because he deserved it, an angel was placed between wild animals. That could be read in 3 different fashions. I'm assuming that wild animals are the Europeans in this case.
I don't think that's what they meant.
No, but that's what I'm... because...
Yeah.
His mummified skin was destroyed in a fire during the failed revolution of 1840. You fuckers.
Oh my god.
You fuckers.
He can't catch a break, can he?
It's literally the "this is fine" meme where the fire's around.
There's lore to
He
this
actually
meme.
embraces the fire at that point. He's like, just let me go and smoke.
Yeah, come on. It's just
I don't want to be racist propaganda.
I've been
because that's what they turned him into too. This is with the seashells and everything. This is classic 101 racism. Like, even if you have somebody who achieves beyond what a normal person achieved, you immediately diminish them in their role and take them down.
Which is fucked up because, and it also kind of doesn't logically track because you'd think that...
What, racism doesn't logically track? What a crazy concept.
I know, but they had their own internal logic that made sense to them, and I'm surprised that they weren't like, see, we took this poor orphan boy and we educated him in the ways of the white people because we are the superior race.
Yeah.
And this is like, they could have used, if they were going to use him as propaganda, why would they go out of their way to make him look worse than he actually was? It's
gross.
They are the reason that he is.
It's gross. It's gross. It's just gross.
It's fucking gross. It's
no
fucking
jokes.
gross.
This is just gross.
And also just terrible planning on these
First
racist
T-shirt idea. No jokes. This is just gross.
No jokes, just gross. Yeah. That should be the tagline of this podcast.
Perfect, actually.
Yeah. No jokes, just gross.
Let us know in the description.
Five.
Yeah.
There you go. High five, racism.
Yay! Out of context, this is a minefield of an episode.
Hell yeah.
Back to the quote. Suleiman was of medium height, slim and well built, and even his facial features possessed a beauty otherwise not seen.
He was hot.
Skilled in all physical exercises, he moved with grace and ease. He possessed uncommon knowledge, spoke Italian, French, and German perfectly. Other sources claim his German was mediocre.
He can't catch a break. He can't catch a
Sein
break.
Deutsch, so.
He could speak like 5 languages, but not like that good. You know, he was fun.
His Deutsch,
He wasn't that good.
Mittel.
He
Motherfuckers.
can't catch a single break.
But also knew to communicate in Latin, Bohemian, and English.
So 6
languages.
So I was right. Oh shit, I was just guessing that too.
His character may be judged from the biographical sketch above. Strictly moral, he kept his word with oriental tenacity. His garb was oriental, a kind of Turkish white apparel, because they didn't give him anything else to wear, motherfuckers. Chiefly dazzlingly white, whereby the shining blackness was accentuated even more sharply.
There's no way that they didn't give him some, like, Western clothing at some point in his life.
Oh, during the battle stuff, maybe? Yeah.
I mean, at the very least, while, you know, he was teaching the Liechtenstein guy's kid, right? I mean, if he's gonna live in the palace, you might as well dress the part.
Right.
So they're purposefully going out of their way to make him look like what
something
they think a savage is.
Yeah. All right, cool. Yeah, we just turn into Peralta.
We love to see it. Another show of questionable morals and racism.
Yay!
Okay,
I like that show.
It's a good show. But I know
on the scale of police shows, it's definitely done more than anybody else.
They tried to. I appreciate the fact that in the last season that they attempted to do some commentary that wasn't actually as cringy as it could have been.
Oh, yeah.
So real quick.
Well done,
Andy Samberg. You're a good boy.
All right, back to Ben. for the last 3 paragraphs.
Andy Samberg, please don't do anything bad to make me regret saying
that would be really, I would be heartbroken.
That
yes.
I would be. Yeah.
All forms of serfdom and slavery were legally abolished in the Habsburg monarchy in 1782.
So this was
during his lifetimes.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, like, how much of a dick move would it be if they just did it right after
I mean,
he
it
died?
was close to his death, but
Yeah.
wait, when he did that, 1791. Yes, so a few years before.
Yeah.
Yeah. 9 years before he died. All right. So at least he saw that one.
Yeah. Did they say if he had like a part in abolishing that? Like if he,
Doesn't say here.
I mean,
sorry.
he could have been a lobbyist for all we know for some.
Again, that's the problem with having so little sources and not having access to
Yeah.
3 researchers who can go into the archive and actually dig up the letters and do all of the primary research.
No,
If you give us
Give us your money.
$50,000 a month,
Give us your money.
give us Camtown money, then we'll actually spend it on something.
We'll
useful.
actually do something good for humanity.
Well, we'll see. All right,
We'll try.
We're 2 white people. Let's see.
We're 2 white people.
We can
talking
still
about
fuck it up.
racism.
We still have the full potential to fuck it up for everybody.
We keep expectations of
Yeah.
our morality as low as possible so that you can't step over it. But okay, there's no way he wasn't like politically active in some way though. He was receiving
Oh, yeah.
letters for the
Yeah,
king.
yeah.
And he was actually reading them.
Well, for the prince, not the king.
sorry, the prince for royalty.
Yeah.
He was
Higher ups.
There's no
Yeah.
way he wasn't there's no way he wasn't pulling some like succession moves where he's like, making
Again, that's the problem with having so little sources.
Yeah.
There's a good chance. Again, this would be perfect for Netflix to just flesh out the little parts that we don't know about.
Yeah.
You can do so much in there. Literally, like, you can make a full season of him just arriving.
Yeah.
And then another season where he fights with the first prince on the battlefield. And then another season where he's on the court. And then another season where he has like his end of life kind of thing going on with the wife and everything and that drama. And then the last season is then literally the end of his life.
The only problem is
Oh, they're gonna whitewash it to the nth degree.
I can't see them doing a good job
Oh, it would be
of
horrible.
adapting
Oh,
that show.
yeah.
After the adaptation of, that show Self-Made, the one
Mm-hmm.
about, apparently there's a lot of stuff that's historically inaccurate. And I don't know all the details now, but
Okay.
yeah, I don't trust them to do justice.
You don't trust Netflix?
I don't,
All right.
yeah,
All right.
I don't.
HBO.
HBO.
Fine. We'll do it with HBO. Fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I can accept HBO. I can accept
Definitely not Disney.
No. Oh my god.
The Chinese version of that show, nothing.
Oh
It's
my
just,
God.
The black person is completely cut out. It's just the royals. Sissy again.
It's just Austrian The Crown.
Die Krone.
Die Krone-Zeit. Oh god.
Hey, shout out.
Yeah, shout out
Non shout out.
to Racism the magazine
Yes.
on the subject of racism.
Allegedly. There's
Sure,
still an
allegedly.
entity that can
Sure.
sue us.
We'll say allegedly for
As a
legal
joke.
reasons. As a joke.
We want to murder your Kronenzeitung in a video game.
Yeah, like in a just a casual, fun, kind of friendly way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to throw you down a creeper hole. All right. In 2006, Austria introduced a postage stamp with Angelo on it.
Okay, so they can have a postage stamp of this guy, but we can't have Harriet Tubman on the $20 bill.
We are better than US. What a surprise. What a surprise that we're better than them.
I don't think after all of what just happened.
2 years before 2 years before Obama, we did this.
Wait, was this 2 years before?
2006.
2006. Oh man, man, you guys. Yeah, but we made Hamilton. So who are the real racists?
Now that would be amazing. An Angelo Suleiman Hamilton style.
TBH, if they did like the the opposite of power whitewashing, where they just casted Franz Josef as just all people of color, that would actually, you know what? I would watch that show. HBO, give us your money. We're gonna make you some fucking money.
All right. Depicting him holding a scepter with a lion's head, proudly looking out. So pretty cool. In 2009, Markus Schleinzer released the film Angelo based on his life.
Okay.
In 2013, a partly roofed pedestrian cyclist subway path leading from the northern end of Löwenstraße in Landstraße, going to Donaukanal, was named the Angelo Suleiman Weg.
Okay.
So-
But they kind of just be naming streets in the city after everyone.
Also, it would have been fair to maybe also make at least make a Marke Weg as well. Do both.
Yeah.
I mean, it was the name that he also used, so it's hard to do justice here. Like, which one do you use, the given name or the name that the slavers gave him? So it's the Christianization as well on top of that. So it's really fucky.
Yeah.
But that being said, you could have just plopped down another.
Yeah, I mean,
Just saying,
it's not
just
too,
saying.
It's not too late. I mean, there are plenty of streets in the
You're
city
still
that.
marking some new ways, you know.
Please just continue with the with the racism.
All right, last paragraph. Then we're done.
Okay.
And in case you're wondering, yes, these Liechtenstein princes, what we talked about, are the exact same family who still rule as princes of that tiny Alpine nation today. Mm-hmm. Back then, they all lived in Austria and most never set foot in their principality. So they don't even know about their own people.
It's just-
and then they own a guy.
Yeah, that's like how cops generally don't live in the neighborhoods they police.
Yeah. This is
literally
exactly that, because you need that separation, because otherwise how can you subjugate somebody so cruelly?
Yeah. How could you possibly do that? How could you possibly
How could you possibly do that?
What's the deal?
I'm also surprised how little the N-word turned up.
That's what I was saying
crazy.
earlier. That's
It's
why
crazy.
that's why I was like, I'm surprised.
European racism is way more subtle, and
Okay, I don't
compared
know.
to American racism.
Our American racism is just gaudy and exaggerated. I can't believe it.
Yeah.
We just, put him in
so
fucking...
hammy. Your racism is so hammy.
We'll just literally stuff his body. We'll taxidermy him and put him in a museum.
At least it's a museum. Not wrong. I'm not wrong. I mean, I'm wrong, but I'm not that wrong. Right.
Is it better that he's in a museum?
No, it's totally fucked. It's totally fucked.
Yeah, I
It's
feel
totally
like
fucked.
American racism is just mass production racism.
Yeah, exactly,
It's
as we said.
Amazon warehouse racism.
But still, what did you think?
I think that this guy,
You want to bang him. We get it. I would bang him.
Angelo,
we could totally tag team Angelo.
Yeah. Oh, let's fuck Angelo.
Yeah.
Let's.
I mean,
fuck Angelo.
what how good has? Sorry.
I feel like I'm kind of.
Magdalena. Sorry, his
I'm
wife.
still being disrespectful to him by saying like, oh yeah, he's hot. I'm gonna fuck him because like he's a whole ass person, a whole ass human being. We shouldn't be objectifying him like that. The way that people objectified him literally his entire life and after death.
Correcto mundo.
But no, I'm really upset that we will never know his personality. We just know these solid, like, provable facts about him, but
never about his dreams, his hopes, his fears.
Just if he had a sense of humor or like,
I mean, you
kind of have
gotta have to.
That's what I'm saying.
If you're impressing white dudes back then, you gotta be funny as fuck.
Or you have to not be funny, but like funny by their standards.
Right.
You know,
right.
like yeah.
He said freedom for people.
Yeah, the kind of you get the kind of laughs, the white people laughs where people get audited, basically. And,
This one?
yeah, yes. Oh God! Imagine if Mozart's laugh was actually like in the one in Amadeus. Like,
Oh, the annoying. The dandy one. Yeah.
the dandy one. That's probably what they all sounded like,
Most
to be
likely,
honest. Yes. Oh my God. No, mad respect to Make.
Yeah,
he was a
Make.
real one. He
Yeah.
was a real one.
Mm-hmm. Let's pour one out.
Dicks out for Angelo. Dicks
too.
out for Make. Dicks out for Make.
No, pour 40 out, you know. Like.
Pour 40 out.
Yeah.
Rest in peace. And there is never a time where I have meant that sentiment more.
Yeah. And I'm not doing the pun, so
yeah, that's how you know this is a serious.
Yeah.
This is a serious podcast. We only discuss the facts, and there's no.
it is fascinating. It is fascinating that with all his
he clearly had an impact.
Yeah, and also I think it's also interesting to see because this is next to the whole being captured thing, but clearly somebody that integrates to the nth degree. Somebody who really tries to be part of the system, even though the system is clearly fucked towards him.
He's Harvey Dent. He's trying to work within the system.
Exactly. And it still at the end goes around and stabs him. Because that's every time I don't know, it's hard for me to say because I'm the dude that I am, but every time I see somebody like a person of color or somebody that defends American police force or something like that, I'm like, they have to have fucked with your head so much.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
And I get vibes like this from this a little bit.
I mean,
again, the unescapable truth that you also don't speak the language anymore and you don't know where you actually came from and it's hard to come back and all that stuff.
Yeah.
A returnal is not really possible at that point in that time frame, especially.
Well, that option was taken away from him, so...
That too, yeah.
I feel like it sort of hits different to compare a pick-me kind of person to somebody who was literally kidnapped and enslaved.
Right.
I mean, it's difficult because I definitely agree with where you're coming from here, especially since I know this same this same pick-me mentality is very common among. It's a very common social media term now for women who put down other women to.
Right.
Not that racism and sexism are the same, but I think it's the same mechanism at work, at least.
I mean, they're both systems.
They're both systems of oppression.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I kind of don't get that vibe from this person. I kind of get the vibe that he's a survivor. He had to do what he had to do.
That's true. No matter what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying he gives off similar vibes to somebody who has to do the same thing, basically. That's just me. Yeah. Obviously, there's not enough to actually make this judgment call. That's just me right now in the moment.
And that's the most unfortunate part, is that we will probably not know. If he was a pick-me, if he was an Xbox boy, if he listened to Linkin Park, if he was boys with,
If he was a dinks.
No,
he definitely wasn't a dinks.
No. Imagine...
Double income and a kid.
Pivot towards the HBO show idea. It's Mozart and Angelo.
Oh, that would be awesome. Just a buddy road trip thing.
Yeah,
that would be nice.
Yeah, or Bill and Ted's Excellent, or Harold and Kumar.
Austria edition.
Harold and Kumar go to
the real White Castle. The actual real White Castle.
That would be excellent. Actually, you know what? That would be an amazing show.
It would be an excellent adventure.
Amazing. We need to start writing a script immediately.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks for listening to us. Thank you for taking this matter extremely serious.
2 hours.
Has it seriously been 2 hours? We're going to edit this down, though, probably.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Not a lot, because most of it was just reading and reacting.
Yeah. So. Well, that's the entire podcast, is reading and reacting.
Shut the fuck up.
Man, talking is podcasts are just people talking into microphones.
Bam.
I know.
All right,
we're
guys.
Geniuses.
Thank you so much. You can follow us on the social medias. The links are down below. Mm-hmm. The sources of this story, written by Ben, our researcher, is also on the links below.
Does
in
Ben
the show notes
have social media that we can plug?
No, Ben doesn't want to be followed.
Okay,
for now, at
follow
least.
us instead.
Maybe you guys will bully him into an account where he can.
Please be nice to Ben. He's a good boy.
He's a good boy, and he's writing really good stuff. And he had to probably comb through a bunch of bullshit to
Yeah.
find this. And thank you so much,
Yes.
Ben, and thank you so much for listening.
Yeah.
Until the next time, where the subject will be a different one. By the way, I have to tell you that the email name is email from a Nigerian prince. That's the file name.
Congratulations, you've won.
Ben is really good at that stuff.
Ben, what a legend.
That might be also the.
He's take a screenshot of the email.
So we had
put it in
frozen
post.
Austrians in the first episode. We had.
Are all of these going to be Austrian themed? Do you think?
No.
Okay.
We have already. I can tease that a little bit. We have a Russian episode.
Ooh,
We
Russia.
will get the Ukraine into the mix as soonish.
All right.
We have.
I'm definitely bringing some American history on this podcast because
It's European. It's European history by proxy.
No.
If you go Mayans, then no.
Well, yeah. Well, that's
Aztec,
yeah. This is a different conversation.
Incas.
It's okay. This is
Blackfoot.
We can't have another argument at this time. We will save this argument for another episode. Tune in next week, folks. Thank y'all for watching. Anyway, bye.
Thank you, guys. Bye.
Bye, guys.